What's going on, guys? Platinum Beast coming at you with yet another video. Today's topic, why I think that SHTF isn't really of concern when thinking about stacking metals. So yeah, let's get into it. Okay guys, so I know you've heard a lot of people say that stacking metals is great because once the dollar goes away and it's the end of the world, gold and silver and stuff will be the only actual money left. Here's why I think, in my opinion, this is just my opinion. Nobody really can know. Everyone just has an opinion, really. I just want to get that out of the way in the beginning. But everyone just has an opinion about this kind of subject and topic, and I wanted to share mine with you. And you can leave your thoughts and comments in the section below, because I'm kind of curious as to what you think. But I think PMs aren't really a big deal in regards to like the end of the world and things like that. I think that if the dollar really does go away and everyone's extremely poor, it'll become like a bartering system. And rather than gold and silver, people are going to want food, clothes, shelter, and protection, like guns, ammos, swords, knives, whatever. They're going to want that, and that's what they're going to trade you for whatever they have. So if they have food, if they have a basket of fruit, and you need that basket of fruit, they might trade you a set of knives, or they might trade you some gently used or new, if you're able to make new clothes, because they need clothes for their kids or whatever. Gold and silver aren't really going to be a big deal in that aspect. Now, here's why I think that stacking the precious metals, whether it's platinum, gold, or silver, is still important and still a good idea to prepare for an economic crash like the Great Depression or something like even worse. Here's why I think it's good. During a time like that, either the world is just going to completely end. It's just like world is over. There's no more world. Like everyone dies or everyone is killed, nuclear warfare, World War III, whatever. Either that happens and there's no one here, so none of it matters anyways, or we come out of that time period, just like we did with the Great Depression and other kind of economic downfalls, and our economy builds itself back up, like in 2008, like after the Great Depression, like everything. And it's at that point that these are still worth a lot of money, maybe even more money. That's when precious metals really shine. They're a store of wealth is what they're called. And so you want to store your wealth. But if it's the end of the world and no one cares about wealth, they just care about surviving, or SHTF, or the economic crash, whatever you want to call it. If all anyone cares about is surviving and providing for their family, they're not going to care about this. But when the world gets better again, and people start getting jobs, and people start working and making money, and the economy is booming again, that's when these things shine, because then people will start to kind of put their money in them and start to invest in them again and want them again, and they will have some type of value. And that's not just because these are rare precious metals like gold, silver, platinum. It's also because of industry, right? If platinum or silver or even gold are used in a certain industry and the economic downturn causes that industry to cease, like automotive with platinum, if the cars cease, they're not going to need it in industry. People don't have a lot of spendable income, so they're not going to want it as an investment. So it's just going to be very hard to sell. Will it still have its value? I mean, I guess. It'll hold its value, but you're going to want to sell when the economy gets better, in my opinion. And your opinion might be different. But so you hold on to that, and then you just make do with what you have. Clothes, food, shelter, safety, security, things like that. And then you just hold these for a long time, and then when the economic downturn or the world comes back to a normal place, then you bring these out and you get to start at basically the front of the line, where everyone else who's starting from zero because the downturn caused them to go bankrupt or lose all their money or house or whatever. You got a big old safe full of PMs, and gold is still valuable, silver is still valuable, and I think platinum will still be valuable. So you're set. You don't have to really kind of build yourself back up because you already prepared for everything to happen, right? So if you have a business, but you have PMs, if you have a business or something, like let's say you own a small grocery store, and it goes out of business because of the downturn or the Great Depression #2 or World War III, whatever. But you still have these, and you just hold on to them. You make do. It's going to be tough. You're going to probably even be tempted to just give these away for pennies on a dollar. Don't do it. But if you hold on to these, and you make do with what you have in other aspects of life, food, shelter, all that stuff I mentioned, when the economic downturn and the world gets back to normal, you will already be set because you have prepared for that aspect. So, yeah, I just wanted to give my thoughts on this. It's kind of, my opinion is kind of different from a lot of people's, and the reason for that being is because a lot of people think that silver and gold will kind of become the money that is used during like a Great Depression or something, or like a SHTF scenario. I think that that's not really how it's going to work, and instead it'll just be like a barter system. Do I think that gold and silver could become money one day? Possibly. I mean, with the Zimbabwe dollars that everyone loves talking about, where they have like $1 trillion bills, it seems like the number could just be never ending, and we could just have $1 million US dollar, and that's just the way the world is. I don't know. I know people will start to lose their faith in the US dollar if it keeps getting weaker and weaker and weaker, but I don't know if there's a limit. I haven't seen another country that, I mean, maybe there is. Maybe I haven't done enough research, but I haven't seen another country where that has happened, where the dollar has become so worthless, they just went to gold and silver. They might have like a bartering system where they don't use the dollar, they just trade stuff, but I don't really see gold and silver being used as money. Now, I know the gold and silver was used to back the US dollar at one point in history, and that made it a very strong dollar. And that's a good selling point, and that's a good, I kind of like that model. But as far as like gold and silver just straight up replacing money, especially during like a Great Depression, I don't think that's really going to happen. But I do think it's still a good idea to stack metals for that scenario, or with that scenario in mind, as well as just investing and storing wealth and things like that. But anyways, I want to know what you guys' comments are and thoughts and opinions. Even if they're different from mine, feel free to share them. Make sure to like this video. Make sure to subscribe for more platinum videos and other PM topic videos. And yeah, we'll see you in the next one.